Hello, and welcome to Time About the Movies Flashback. Today we're flashing back to April 24th, 1987, with 3 movies to take a look at. So let's get right to it. Let's start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, Nick Nolte starring in Walter Hill's Extreme Prejudice.
Nolte is lawman Jack Bentine.
Thinking about taking him on? Might be fun.
Someone's making trouble in his town.
Well, I've been here for 20 minutes and I'm already having a terrible day.
But his idea of a good time
We'll have us a little fun, I promise.
is giving them a hard time.
I hurt my knee.
Looks like you hurt your head.
You gonna take on all the movies by yourself there, son?
How much help do you think I need?
Extreme Prejudice.
Well, obviously, I think we know who's going to win this battle. I mean, you got Powers Booth, Michael Ironside, Rip Torn, and Clancy Brown on one side, and Nick Nolte on the other. I think we all know which side is winning. Yeah, the bad guys are winning. In real life, that would be the case, but not in this movie. Set in South Texas near the U.S.-Mexico border, the film's plot centers on the conflict between two former friends turned rivals. One's a Texas Ranger, played by Nick Nolte, and the one is a drug trafficker, played by Powers Booth, who both become embroiled in a political conspiracy involving a black ops military unit. The film is seen as somewhat of an homage to The Wild Bunch, Sam Peckinpah Western classic, and they both end with massive, and The Getaway as well, which is a movie where both films end with a massive gunfight in the Mexican border town, and the title originates from Terminate with Extreme Prejudice, a phrase popularized by Apocalypse Now, which coincidentally, the writer of this is John Milius, who also wrote Apocalypse Now. And, yeah, it's actually kind of a good movie. Walter Hill directed this, of course, worked with Nick Nolte before on 48 Hours, and kind of an underrated Western, honestly. It's a film that didn't get the biggest attention when it came out. It got good reviews, but was not a big financial success. But a movie with Nick Nolte, Powers Booth, Michael Ironside, Maria Conchita Alonso, Clancy Brown, William Forsythe is going to probably be very entertaining overall, and it definitely is. It's a movie you could definitely tell is also kind of a satirical comedy within the action Western elements to it, and it's pretty good. It's a really good movie. It's a very silly film, but also a very fun film at the same time. It just works. It's a very good movie. One definitely worth checking out, Extreme Prejudice. Not much more to say about that one, so let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, which is another oddly named movie. Not even an oddly named movie, but just an odd movie in general, but this is the 1980s where this kind of stuff actually could work, and we'll see what happens here when we take a look at My Demon Lover.
I'm sorry. You gotta make some changes. You lie on the floor, people are going to wipe their feet on you.
New York City. It's a jungle.
I'm affectionate.
Bonsoir and good evening, ladies. And all Denny wanted was someone to love.
The strays, they see you coming miles away. Dogs, alley cats, actors.
I am called Cat.
I like men.
Then, she met her perfect mate.
You are attracted to scum.
All I want is someone to take care of me.
I am a Pazatzi.
Oh.
You got the curse all over you, boy. It's sex. I can't do it, think about it, or even look at it. I turn into a monster.
Piece of cake. Honey, it won't change the way I feel about you.
No. You would have bet.
Oh! You either gotta get tough or you gotta get a gun.
Put your mouth where your mouth is. Kiss me, stir me up, prove to me that I'm wrong.
You're really, really awful.
Don't.
But what brings out the best in her brings out the beast
Bingo!
in him. Falling in love can be very scary. My Demon Lover, starring Scott Valentine.
Now, if the movie was just that alone, this thing could have been a lot of fun, and when it is that, it's a ton of fun. However, let's just say that it gets more complicated than that, and I think the premise overall, the plot really kind of sums up the major flaw of the movie. In the movie, you have a young woman played by Michelle Little who starts a romantic relationship with a street musician played by Scott Valentine, but she is unaware that her cursed boyfriend transforms into a demon whenever he feels aroused. Meanwhile, the boyfriend fears that his demonic alter ego may be responsible for a recent series of murders. And, yeah, it's very odd. Like, it's a movie where one half of that premise sounds pretty awesome, and then the second half kind of turns into kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of element movie, but it's really not that. It's somebody else completely. And had it not included that subplot, this movie could have been a really good movie. As it is, it's a very interesting premise overall, and it works when its focus is on the main crux of the storyline and not the subplot about the murders. Because I feel like that's a completely different movie altogether that's thrown in there. Something that probably could have been saved for maybe a sequel or something like that. If this is, because they probably would have made a sequel to this overall. I think it's a good concept where it could stand for multiple movies. But as it is, the biggest flaw of the film is that subplot overall with the killer subplot in there that kind of ruins the ebb and flow. But what you had beforehand with the relationship between this girl who's willing to go along for the ride here with this guy who turns into a monster, I mean, that could be funny on its own merits. That can make for a very good movie overall. But when you add that second subplot in there, it just really kind of ruins the ebb and flow of it, and it really kind of ruined the overall feel of what this movie could have been. It's not a bad movie, but it's a good movie, but you really do feel like there could have been so much more had they taken out that subplot. If that subplot hadn't been in there, you could have had something really special. But as it is, it's fine. Nothing too bad about it. Good concept overall. Just that subplot really just ruins it overall. I just wish they would have gotten rid of it and just focused on the main relationship between the two main characters, because that was working. Everything else, not so much. So, mixed opinion, but more positive than negative on My Demon Lover. So, with that said, let's move on to the last movie we have here, and that's Debbie Harry starring in Forever Lulu.
Ich flehe dich an. Ist ja gut, Sie brauchen uns nicht zu erschießen. Wir geben Ihnen alles, was Sie wollen. Bitte, Martha, zieh deinen Mantel aus. Hier, her damit. Nehmen Sie den auf. Das reicht doch.
Anna Schigula in ihrer ersten Komödie. Für immer Lulu.
I have no idea what you said either. I've actually never seen this movie, nor did I even hear of it until now, but this was a West German feature film before it made its way to the U.S. This came out actually in Germany in 1986, so that's the only trailer I could find for it. But in this movie, you have a German worker played by Hanna Schigula, who works as a secretary in New York City, and I probably butchered that name, while trying to publish her novel. Within a few days, she's fired for her job, a manuscript is rejected, and she has a disastrous blind date. She has a mental breakdown and randomly waves a gun in the air. She's mistaken for a mugger, and a couple hands over their coats to her. The coats contain a signed photograph of a recent female acquaintance of the writer, and the writer unwillingly gets involved in a criminal case connected to this mysterious woman. I'm guessing she's played by Debbie Harry. Again, this is just a complete guess. Like I said, I know nothing about this movie. That's the only trailer I could find for it, honestly. I mean, there's probably something there, but that's pretty much all I got for you in that one. I don't know much more about it, but, yeah. Not much more to say about this one, per se, but, could have some promise to it. I mean, it's got Alec Baldwin and Wayne Knight in there. Alec Baldwin actually makes his film debut in this. But, yeah, that's Forever Lulu for you. So on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies Flashback. Next time we meet, we take a look at two more movies, including Project X, starring Matthew Broderick, and also Prick Up Your Ears, and that's going to be on the 17th of April, 1987. But that's about it. So thank you very much for joining me on this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit the playlist. Check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button, and the bell. You know the drill. You get updates when new videos come out. And with that said, I'm off. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, as always, take care.